Let me know when you're ready.
Thanks, Daddy.
I have your blessings.
If making it easy to be an illegal alien isn't enough.
Government is another way to say better than you.
In fact, you know how fast a 5-cent hooker goes down.
No sane country would do that.
Cruz and Kasich are in it for a participation trophy.
Oh, what you represent to them is freedom.
Hosted by the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash.
Just remember, all hate mail comes to me.
The Southside Mutts Show.
Cheerleader. I don't have the boots for it.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome to the Southside Mutts Show, hosted by the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, and we are digging up the dirt on the news. The Southside Mutts Show is every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. till 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Remember to join the live chat. Go to shrmedia.com and click on the chat room button. Join the conversation. If you want to support the show or support SHR Media, go to Reaver.one and click on the shop button. Of course, Crash may or may not be here. We know we go through this every week, but he's... you know how life goes around the holidays. It's getting right around that time. Things get a little busy. So, he may be here, may not be here, may be late. We don't know. How is everybody doing today? Hopefully, everybody's doing great. This is one of the best nights for conservative talk. Wednesday nights are the best conservative talk nights right here on SHR Media. Well, of course you have the Southside Mutts, hosted by me, Jersey Joe, as I stutter along and stammer. And right after, at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you'll have Ken the Conservative, followed by the Sackhead Radio Show at 11 p.m. It don't get any better than Wednesday nights on shrmedia.com. Oh, let's see. That's a scary sight. Public. And that's kind of funny. Tina Fey is wondering, how are we going to proceed with any kind of dignity in a increasing ugly world as she's in this really fucked up, I don't know what you want to call it, but it's... Tina Fey doesn't have a bad body. She's not an unattractive woman. But what she's wearing is really undignifying. And she wants to talk about dignity? Come on. I'm getting tired of this left-wing, the sky is falling crap. It's really getting tiresome. I'm not the only one. There's a lot of people jumping in on it, too, and it's just going downhill. It really is. Actor Denzel Washington says it's time for mainstream media to stop selling bullshit to the American people. If you don't read the newspaper, you're uninformed. And if you do read it, you're misinformed. Denzel Washington told The Hill at the premiere of his latest film Tuesday night. Just say it, sell it. Anything you practice, you'll get good at, including bullshit. I like that. If you don't read a paper, you're uninformed. And if you read it, you're misinformed. And that's really how it is. Even with watching the mainstream media, it's... And this goes for Fox, too. This goes for any of the mainstream medias. They're really more worried about ratings than the truth. Do they might have a couple shows that try to promote the truth? I would say yes, but and he goes on, so what a responsibility you all have to tell the truth. In our society, now it's just first. Who cares? Get it out there. We don't care who it hurts. We don't care who we destroy. We don't care if it's true. And both sides. This is not one side or the other. This is Fox, MSNBC, CNN, NBC, CBS, ABC, the whole slew of them. They don't care who they hurt. As long as they get the ratings and people tuning in. It's absolutely ridiculous. It really is. So, what I really want to get into, this one hit damn close, and it's kind of expected. In Trenton, New Jersey, which for those that don't listen that often, shame on you for not listening that often, number one. And if you haven't heard me during the daytime on the Reaver of Common Sense, shame on you for not tuning in. I did a large bulk majority of my career in a town called Lawrence Township, which is literally right next to, I was like maybe half mile or less away from Trenton, New Jersey. We went into Trenton on a regular basis. We all helped each other out. Trenton, especially on a Friday or Saturday night, was a busy-ass city. And especially during a period, there was a lot of gang wars going on. So we remained pretty busy. And it wasn't uncommon to get shot at, get a gun pulled out on us. But it was usually EMS when we were driving by. Now, one of the firefighters was robbed at gunpoint on duty. The disgustingness of this. And it doesn't end just with this story. But a fire captain from Engine Company Number 7 on Hamilton Avenue was not injured during the event. But what happened is, let me pull it down. Engine Company Number 7 was assisting on a medical call on Cummings Place, a small dead-end street off of Cummings Avenue. Engine 7 was sent to a fire call and left the scene, but returned later to retrieve a piece of medical gear at the house. The 3-man fire crew knocked on the door, but did not get an answer. The captain returned to the fire truck to get a piece of paper to leave a note about the equipment, and was returning to the house when this piece of shit approached him from behind, pointed a gun at the captain, ordered him to empty his pockets, now the robber, at that time, there was another man who appeared nearby, and the robber said something to the other man like, "This guy is not from my hood." Both men fled on foot. This is just another sobering incident for Trenton Fire Department. These are people, we're going out there. We're not arresting. We have nothing of those powers. We're out there to save lives and help people, for bettering the community. And these types of incidents hinder and deter the ability to help the community. Because do you think there's not going to be some changes in how things are done? It's going to limit the way manpower is dispersed in certain areas. Because how it was on the ambulance, especially for us volunteers when we were going to the city, we would be going in with a multi-person crew on the ambulance. Nobody was allowed to be alone. You always had to be in pairs. So if someone had to go get equipment, 2 people had to go get equipment. It's getting bad enough that Trenton Fire is now in negotiations with Trenton City for bulletproof vests. Firefighters are having to put on bulletproof vests. This is not a gun conversation. This is criminals. Remember, these are the same people that will go and put their lives on the line to save these scumbag gangbangers, these scumbag robbers. Doesn't matter who they are. We are the ones that run in to help save their lives. And we do it without any type of thought of what that person has done, did, or will do. We don't care whether you are a gangbanger, an executive, poor, rich, religious, not religious, whatever your color of your skin are, we don't give a shit. We do the job because we love to help people. And it's getting worse and worse out there. This bullshit that the liberals have pushed on us for the attacks of the police, it doesn't just stay with the police. It expands into the other emergency services. And this is absolutely unacceptable in today's day and age. And the liberals, they make excuses and try to protect these scumbags. These incidents are happening more and more, and happening nationwide. Now, the city firefighters, they were supposed to receive bulletproof vests last year to wear on medical calls like many of the ambulance and EMS crews wear at this point. The union negotiated this in the contract, but the city has yet to fulfill that part of the contract. It's the union for the firefighters are trying to be patient and understanding of the financial strain in the city. But when it comes to safety, there is no patience with that. On the TV, they have what's his name? Denzel Washington, and his comments on the news. Some of these news agencies need to be held to a standard, and held that some of these stories they put out there, that they get held liable on their reporting. There's one thing that, All right, you have a breaking news story. And you say that there's 2 gunmen involved, or this might be a possible suspect. I can understand information getting screwed up. But the reporting now, this one's a racist, that one's a racist, oh, that one's sexist, that one is a white supremacist. No goddamn proof. Just baseless accusations that can destroy people's careers, destroy families, destroy livelihoods, just because your political party didn't win. That's where they need to be held to a standard. And when they shoot their mouths off like this, that's when they need to be held legally responsible. I'm also, they're talking about John Podesta. And that also is disgusting. There was stories that were going to be written by Politico about John Podesta and the email issue. Those stories were sent to John Podesta for approval. Where was all the information sent to Trump's campaign for approval? Hillary Clinton's campaign were given editorial rights to these stories, to these mainstream medias. That's biased reporting right there. And we're going to get to this fake news in a moment, because I do have a big bitch, and it continuing from today's show. And I know I'm jumping, and I do apologize. I want to get back to this firefighter that was robbed at gunpoint on duty. I said this is not the first incident. And it's not going to be... You have an Alabama ambulance crew shot at while they were loading the patient up. They got shot at 6 to 7 times. You have, and I forget, I don't have the article with me. I reported on it yesterday or today it was. A firefighter, they were ambushed. A fake call was set up. And luckily, the one firefighter was only shot in the leg. These incidents are popping up more than I care to even talk about. The Trenton one hits home because that's my area. That's it's absolutely sickening. It seems that Alabama shooting on the EMS, that the call was a bullshit call. And it seems it was a setup, a possible gang initiation. So the gang initiation is to try to kill the EMTs and paramedics, the same ones that are going to save their sorry ass lives. You're listening to the Southside Mutts right here on SHR Media. We will be right back after these messages.
listening to the SHR Media Network.
Hey, it's Sean from the Sackheads Radio Show, also one of the owners here at the SHR Media Network. Are you opinionated? Have you ever wanted to do your own show? Have you ever heard somebody like the Sackheads and go, yeah, I could probably do that better? Well, now's your chance. Send me a 5-minute clip at sackheadsradio@gmail.com, and maybe you can be part of the SHR broadcasting team. sackheadsradio@gmail.com.
Now, at Brownells, we know you may have only one shot to harvest that trophy, so we have thousands of accessories and replacement parts to improve your chances. We know how much you love to shoot, so our Gunsmiths articles and videos will help you do more and get more out of your guns. We also value your hard work and money. That's why only Brownells backs up everything we sell with a 100% unconditional lifetime guarantee. Brownells, the world's largest supplier of firearm accessories and gunsmithing tools.
The bloviating Zeppelin. He's big-footed enough radio shows to last a lifetime, courtesy of Sean, Clint, Ken, and Jersey Joe. Now it's time for him to waddle on his own 2 feet via the glorious SHR Media. Gird thy loins for the bloviating Zeppelin's Berserk Bobcat Saloon. Coming soon to Ossicles near you. Excelsior.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
Listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplainsdailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. You didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean.
Dude, I'm not saying cough for the stupid pro.
Sackhead Clint.
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
Also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mutts Show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the reverbcommonsense.com. While you're there on Reverb Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date on everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reverb of Common Sense.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome back to the Southside Much So, hosted by the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash. Of course, Crash isn't here tonight. He's a little AOL. And hey, what's going on, Sackhead Sean? Don't forget tonight, the best night on SHR Media. Of course, it starts. Oh, actually, it starts. What is it? 6 p.m. with the Conservative Syndicate show, followed by, of course, as you are here, with the Southside Much So, followed by Ken, the Exceptional Conservative, at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Of course, as you can tell, I've been playing Stuttering Porky Pig today. Buddy, that's all, folks. Followed by, and ending it with the Sackhead radio show at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, what we have is a little disheartening and pretty much predictable. It's very predictable. You see, what they're trying to do now. First, they were doing the whole PC. And that was nothing more than to silence speech. Trump blew that out of the water like no tomorrow. They see the pushback against the PC culture. Doesn't mean that they've given up on trying to push it, but they've kind of backed off of it. So the big things that they're doing now is the whole hate speech. And that's something Europe is really pushing right now. The European Union is pushing that. And they're pushing for, your Google, Facebook, Twitter, to remove any type of information that they deem as hate speech, which is basically anything that speaks out against them or the Muslim invasion is hate speech. Germany's really trying that right now. They are pushing that because they got to do something to try to keep Merkel in office. Because at this point, the only globalist, progressive socialist that they have left is Trudeau. Obama's on his way out. Italy, their guy has tendered his resignation. He's been asked to stay for a short time while they finish some stuff up. I forget the other country. A lot of them, the elections are held and they're out the door. Merkel, those elections are coming up. But her re-election is not looking good. So they got to do this whole hate speech. But here in the United States, they're not going the hate speech route. They do have it a little, but they call it the fake or false news. They're really pushing that. And basically what that is anything that attempts to discredit or say anything negative about Democrats is deemed fake. It's fake news. Because you don't hear anything being leveled against CNN as fake news. It's always Fox and Breitbart News. That's all fake news. It's all the conservative sites they go on about the fake news. Who's the one that was pushing most of the bullshit stories? CNN, MSNBC, the DNC. Unfounded, no facts, just accusations. Because conservatives know that if they say anything, they got to back it up with God knows how much proof. And still then, the liberals still don't want to hear it. Because it's just, well, that's Fox News. That's a Fox News type story, so it's not real. And I get it all the time. And the best thing is, I don't really use Fox News for quoting. A lot of the stuff that I watch, I try to, is like C-SPAN. I'm watching actual interviews. I'm watching what they actually say. Give you an example. I got in a little Twitter war, which isn't unusual for me. And the woman sends me this video to watch. And it starts out with Comey saying certain things about Hillary Clinton. And then the host comes on, and the video and the audio and video of Comey stops. And then the host starts saying how Comey stated that this was a celebrity witch hunt against Hillary, and goes on to make all these accusations that Comey said. It's not Comey saying it, it's the host. And she's like, there's the proof for you. Like, that's not proof. Yes, it is. You just don't want to listen to facts. What facts? It's a guy, a host, making the accusations. It'd be like me playing a clip of Hillary, then stopping it and saying, well, from here, Hillary states X, Y, and Z. Liberals would laugh their ass off. In the meantime, I put up a video of Hillary saying one item, the FBI contradicting what she said. Oh, that's the FBI lying. Everybody knows that. That's a fact. This is what's going on because they've been told by CNN and MSNBC that these stories are false. No information behind it, just they're fake stories. All this is an attempt to silence free speech and prevent the truth from being exposed. See, I had one of these liberals last night come at me and said, well, Republicans use these private servers. Bush, Powell, and I forget the third name. That's how unimportant it was. What do you have to, why has anything done? I said, well, if they have done that, and they were breaking the law, they need to be investigated. Yes, they should. I agree with you. There's not one set of rules for Republicans, one set of rules for Democrats, one set of rules for the people. Okay, that totally went. And this is how liberal thinks, because about 7 or 8 conversations into this, now the person's not going anywhere. And we're talking about Hillary and the whole email and how it was because her manager, Robbie Mook, says it was a fake story. And they're trying to back it up that it's a fake story. Well, then this guy turns around and says, well, they changed the rules after she had the private email server and made it illegal after she had hers. It was the bait and switch they used on Hillary, which was really? You just got done complaining about the GOP having them and no one said nothing. It's an unfair standard between GOP and Hillary Clinton. And now you're trying to say, well, they changed the rules. Of course, I asked them, can you please explain that to me? You said that you got conflicting reports. That pretty much got ignored. They wouldn't discuss that anymore. I heard how the two people were tag teaming me. And I'm laughing the whole time. I'm having fun with this. One saying how Hillary deleted her emails, or her attorneys deleted them, as per protocol. And when I pointed out that there is no protocol because having a private server is not allowed, that got ignored. They wouldn't touch that part of it. Then the tag team partner jumped in and said how the whole deleting the emails never happened. That was a fake story. So, of course, I asked, which is it? Did she delete the emails? Did she not delete the emails? What is it, a fake story? Did it really happen? Because they are telling these people that it is fake stories. This is fake. Because they can't let the truth out there. This is what the DNC does. So they attack free speech. They attack the truth. And they have come up with this fake news. And it's only the liberals know the real news. Everybody else is giving the fake news. This is not just an issue here in the United States. This is that globalist, progressive, socialist movement. They will do anything to push their own demented agenda, stoop to any low and demented method, ignore any law and destroy any constitutional law that stands in their way. This whole fake news syndrome is you say anything negative. And now they're trying to, because they're getting hit with that. And they know they're in trouble with it. So now they're trying to flip the script and go, well, if something said about Trump he doesn't like, he's just saying it's fake news. And they're getting attacked for that. Because they're famous for parroting what they're accused of. As I turned around, because I also heard how Hillary lost because the media, the GOP, idiot Americans, and even women are sexist against Hillary. They attacked her because she is a female, and they questioned her that she wasn't smiling enough. They were questioning her because she yelled too much. They were questioning her because she wasn't personable. How dare they question her on that? But they want special treatment because she was a woman. So I immediately called them out on being a sexist, that they wanted a special treatment for being a female. And after going back and forth on it, I got called for being a sexist for pointing out that they were being sexist. You can't make this shit up. And if you go to Jersey Joe Talks, you can see most of the conversations that I've had with that. That's my Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and pretty much all of them, and even Gab, I think it is all Jersey Joe Talks. I don't hide. You go look at this. Now, you're not going to be able to see it all because, well, between the last 2 nights, I've gotten blocked by like 3 or 4 of these idiots. They start this shit. They come at me. They attack me. Then they got to go into retreat and go running and hide. Because I am not backing down. I love what BZ said. He was on my show, I think it was Monday? No, Tuesday. Yesterday. And he explained a comment that he makes on his website. He said the Democrats are pushing, and he is pushed back. He is pushing back against them. Well, BZ, I'm picking up on that, and I'm pushing back. And I have been pushing back. I don't bow down to pressure. I don't bow down to bullying tactics. You know, liberals love to talk about bullying. Well, that's what they've been doing to us conservatives for years. And for years, conservatives have backed down. I was bullied in high school. You know what? I didn't run to teachers. I didn't run to parents. I took my ass whoopings. Changed some things in my life. changed the situation so that they couldn't bully me anymore. And I won't be bullied. I push back just as hard as they push against me. You want to have a conversation, we can talk. You want to show me facts? Hey, I'll listen to facts. But don't tell me a host saying that this person made these statements. That's not fact. Show me that person making that statement. Putting up memes. You know those little pictures with a bunch of words on them, the memes? And tell me those are fact. Will get you laughed at. Those are not facts. They're a joke. Do I put memes up? Yes, I do, for comic relief. I don't put them up thinking I am posting facts. This whole fake news is just an attempt by the corrupt Democratic Party. And the corrupt Democrat Party will continue this onslaught of dirtbag Don Juan techniques until the only opinion left is the one that they create. And we as people are dumb enough to believe the crap that is being spewed from their oral cavities. This is more than a free speech on the internet fight. People need to wake up and truck up and realize that this is a freedom fight. This is a fight against the European Union. And as I've read people in the EU describing, they don't have freedoms in the EU anymore. Communist Russia, the USSR, they said it had more freedoms than what they have in the European Union. The European Union, it's funny. These groups of people that originally started the EU, started the UN, it's all the allied forces. We fought against exactly what we have turned into. The UN was created to combat, to make sure that World War II never happens again. And none of those issues ever creep into a country again. UN's now pushing what it was created to stop. It's we saw this past election leaked DNC emails emerge showing illegal to questionable actions from liberals. Did they deny doing these acts? No. Did they apologize for their actions? Think again, and I bet you the answer is still no. What they did do was claim that no one could legally read those leaked emails saying that they were illegally obtained. And that the only people worthy enough to read these precious emails are those people of the mainstream media. Yeah, if that doesn't smell fishy, then I'm not 6 foot tall. They then determined that those leaked emails were fake news and did not mean anything during the election process. And this was determined by the mainstream media because apparently they know more and know better than us citizens. Well, in some ways that was good for SHR Media. The people went looking for the truth, left mainstream media behind, and finding alternative media outlets and hosts that were willing to speak the truth. And that's also another reason the mainstream media does not mind pushing this fake, false news. Because they're trying to get the people to come crawling back to them. But it's nothing more than mainstream media trying to help cover up and silence the truth. The mainstream media wants to determine what is the truth and what isn't as told to them through the DNC. As much as I would like to say all of this is some science fiction novel I was reading, but as we all know, it isn't. That it's, unfortunately, what is going on in the world today. What is going on in the United States today. We continue to go down this path. We have slowed it down for the time being. The fight still goes on. We may have the majority in the country government. That doesn't mean that we have control at all. There's now talks that one of the tactics that the left is going to try to use, they're really pushing for their nomination in the Supreme Court. So what they say they're going to try to do is that time frame on January the 3rd at noon to the few minutes after when they're instilling the new Congress, Democrats will have majority control for that few fleeting minutes. So they think that if Biden steps in, convenes Congress, they will be able to then appoint whoever they want. Because they will have the numbers to have a quorum. Now, there is a bunch of legal wrangling that goes on that says they don't have the ability to do that. But you know that's never stopped the left from doing what they want to do. If they think it's their right, they will do it. If they think it is their if it's owed to them, they will do it. It's we got a long road and we're not out of the woods. I can't stress that enough. That we are not out of the woods. I got a new toy in today. I got a new toy in today, and of course, as I do the show, I'm setting it up. No, I can. I do that. need to make sure that we continue the fight and not think just because we won this small battle that we can sit back and relax. Now, liberals were complaining because it was yesterday that Trump went after Boeing for the overrun cost of the new Air Force One. Now, he's complaining about that it's costing too much money, not for the initial plan, the overrun. God damn it. I'm trying to and he's getting shit for that. So what happens? He says he's going to cancel the order because of the overcost run. Guess what? Boeing is now saying they're going to be looking into the cost and make sure it stays down because they don't want to lose that contract. And they know Trump's not going to play games. And now we're hearing there's another company that was getting ready to leave the United States. They do the LED and LCD screens. They're not leaving because of Trump's election win. Ford's not going anywhere. Carrier. Company after company, they're staying. Thousands upon thousands of jobs. Plus, he now has a Japanese businessman that is, what, $50 billion? He's dumping in to create like 50,000 jobs? He just keeps creating job after jobs after jobs. And he's not even in office yet. And he's doing more than Obama has done. And yet, of course, still, they complain about how bad his presidency is going to be. No proof, no nothing, but let's make accusations that he's going to be such a bad president. All because Obama was attacked. So now the liberals and their whininess feel it is owed to them to do the same thing. We did not accept that lying, destructive scumbag of a president, that they have a right. Not impressed. It pushes me harder. Makes me want to fight more. I don't have to get all emotional like the left does. It's almost comical to watch the left implode. It's seriously comical. They're going after Trump because Melania is going to stay in New York for 5 months while their youngest son finishes school. They don't want to yank him out like halfway through the year. And that it's going to cost, all this money to have security force up there. But that's 5 months. What about the 8 years that we've paid double security for Joe Biden and not a fucking peep out of people? How about the fact that Joe Biden flies Air Force Two home every weekend and not a peep out of them? How about the fact that they're complaining about Secret Service is going to be renting a floor in Trump Tower? Oh, they're freaking out. But it's okay that the Secret Service has had to rent a house from the Bidens. They had an empty house on their property, and they rented it out to the Secret Service to protect Joe Biden. $19,000, I think it is, they made in 1 year to protect Joe Biden on his own property. That's okay. But Donald Trump and his wife don't want to yank their son out of school midway through the year, and the liberals lose their fucking heads. As of 2014, Joe Biden spent over $1 million traveling Air Force Two from Washington, D.C. to Delaware Newcastle County Airport. But that's okay. When the left does shit, it's perfectly fine. And I've never bitched about Biden doing any of this. So, I'm just sick and tired of the double standard. And I've said, if Powell, Bush, and all them had a private email server and they were conducting government business on those servers illegally, they should be investigated and charged accordingly. Our government officials are not above the goddamn law. Period. Yeah, in 2013 joint tax returns, the Bidens listed $19,000 in rental income that was paid by the taxpayers that he was able to use as a write-off. Well, hopefully that pushed him over and just taxed his ass to kingdom come. With that, that's the end of the show. Up next is Ken, the excellent, exceptional, superb conservative. Only right here on SHR Media. And right after him is the Southside Mutts. Oh, buddy. There I go again, totally screwing it up. I'm going to get off at 11 o'clock. Don't forget, we have the Sackhead radio show. Till tomorrow, people, have a great day. You've been listening to The Reaver of Common Sense with its host, Jersey Joe. You can tune in every day, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on hppundit.com and shrmedia.com.